Alright, listen, this is gonna be a story about how I got into my first ever fist fight, bro. Alright, buckle up your seatbelts, it's gonna be a big doozy. So, growing up around the ages of 6, and the number after 6, I was very, timid, right? From, all the way from, preschool to the very end of middle school. I was a very shy kid, right? I didn't talk to nobody. I hung out by myself. I ate lunch by myself. I was that type of kid, right? And I really wasn't sad about it or nothing. That was just how it was, right? But after that, in high school, a flipping me just switched, right? A flipping me just switched to where I decided, hey, I kind of want to socialize now. And that's essentially what I did. So it got to the point where I was talking to everybody, right? I was friends with the athletes, the high school, the high school jocks and shit, the nerds. We shared a mutual interest in things like comics, what else, anime, stuff like that. A bunch of the cliques, right? Granted, it wasn't that extreme because a lot of the cliques didn't even exist in high school. If you've been to high school before, it's really normal. But there was some form of cliques were there, of course. But I was friends with a lot of people out there, right? I was actually really well liked in the high school and in my high school, right? Now the school that I went to, it wasn't the best. I'm not gonna hold you. It wasn't it was very. I don't want to say ghetto, because it really wasn't. It just wasn't the best. It was the most it was a tier above ghetto, but a tier below a regular high school. There was a lot of fights. There wasn't anything too drastic though, no shootings, no stabbings, you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of fist fighting, because the school was very diverse. You had preppy white kids, you had kids from the ghetto, middle class kids. It was very diverse in a bunch of cultures, right? So obviously that caused a lot of friction. And I never really got into a lot of fights growing up, right? Since I knew everybody, I kind of just flourished. I was chilling. Nobody had, who would have beef with me? You feel me? I'd yeah, that was the type of timing it was on. Even the teachers loved me, dog. I don't know how to explain it. I just had a lot of people said I just had that natural charm. You feel me? Straight A's, social status. I used to hoop back in high school for real too. So I had a nice body. I had abs and shit. I still kind of do a little bit. I just haven't worked out in a while because exams and YouTube and stuff. But whatever. I was also very active in a myriad of clubs. For example, off the top of my head, if it was a robotics club, archery. I never joined the basketball team simply because I never tried out for it. I never wanted to. Basketball was always just fun for me, and I just naturally even though I was like that, I used to cook a lot of the starters back when I was when I was just chilling on some nonchalant type shit, right? I walked in with my slides and just cook them, right? You could ask anybody, but I just never really cared that much to join. Honestly, if, a lot of people told me I could have made the NBA if I really wanted to, right? I just never had that drive, and I never really cared that much about it, because it's just the NBA. Who really cares? You feel me? But anyways, that's the backdrop for the way I'm viewed at the school and why this my first fight took so long. You feel me? So this story takes place at around the tail end of 10th grade, right? Where eventually I decided to talk to this one shorty, right? I was kind of interested. She was cute. She was nice. I decided to, why not? So I decided to talk to her, smooth things out, and me, I have that natural charisma where I can just talk to anybody. You feel me? And we kind of just hit it off. I was hella nerd, because at first I was trying to gauge the vibe, right? Was she nerdy? Was she was she very into sports? Was she very into the Gilmore Girls, The Office type of thing? I'm trying to gauge out what type of person she was. Getting to know her. Really, did you do? Yes, that's how you pull. Just get to know her. But she was feeling me. We were both into anime. We were both into for example, we were talking about Tokyo Ghoul. I forgot another anime. Tokyo Ghoul was one of the main ones. We were both into sports. She was more into lacrosse. I was more into, of course, I was into basketball, right? But, if y'all don't know, I'm actually very involved in lacrosse as well. You feel me? So, we just naturally started hitting it off. And eventually got to the point where I asked for an Instagram, I asked for a Snap, and I got them both because I'm that guy, what can I say? And we started snapping and DMing frequently on both apps. Now, it wasn't nothing promiscuous. It wasn't nothing hey, come over type of time. And no. It was basically, not service level, but it started getting gradual, started getting deeper and deeper and getting to know somebody. And it got to the point, because this is over the course of a few months, almost 3 or maybe 4. And it got to the point where she was just really feeling me, Cuddy. She wanted to hang out with me every single day. She wanted to call every single day of the hour whenever we were out of school. She wanted to meet. She wanted to do this, that, and the third. She wanted to FaceTime. And Cuddy, I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. Let's slow it down. Because, let's just slow it down a little bit, please, right? Because I get it, I'm very charismatic, and if y'all didn't know, in my real life, my IRL stats are like that. I'm like 6'2", 6'3". I bench 230, and I weigh like, you know, my body fat's a whopping like 5%. So like, I get it. I'm not gonna hold her. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever, like, I just like to get to know somebody for their personality, right? Like, I genuinely just want to get to know somebody for their soul, for the contents of their being. You feel me? Like, honestly, ladies, if it was up to me, I just really wish we couldn't have kids that way. I hate doing it to one of y'all. I just hate doing that to y'all, to have kids. You know, like I dropped my feminist literature books like a while back as well. I'm starting to pick those back up. I just ordered them off Amazon. They're coming back in like 2 days. You know, whenever I get to it. But just letting y'all know, I'm just providing more context for what it is. But some more time passes, and eventually I start, like, you know, folding, and so we start hanging out a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Now, it got to the point where we were hanging out during, like, class hours, where people would start seeing us, and people would start talking, right? And not to brag, like, cause, like I said earlier, I was very popular in the school. Like, if I had to rank myself, like, #1 in popularity gang, but I was very popular within the ranks of the school. So many people were talking about, like, oh, who is Alex dating? Who is Alex with? Yada, yada, yada. Whoop, whoop. I'm like, Cuddy, chill out, bruh. Chill. Get off my dick. You feel me? That's how I was moving. But it got to the point where word got around when me and her were kind of talking. We were kind of flirting a little bit here and there. And yeah, word just got around. This goes on for about like another 2-3 weeks, right? Where school's like nearing the end, right? Summer's about to begin. And it was just a regular day, and I was walking to my bus. I was walking to the bus parking lot for, like, you know, go home to the bus. And as I was walking there, I got stopped by somebody. He puts his hand on my shoulder, right? And he was like, hey, yo. I was like, huh? So I turn around, and as I turn around, but mind you, I'm 6'3", by the way. I turn around, and I'm at chest height, bitch. I look up. This motherfucker was 6'7". It's some 6'6", 6'5", 6'7", Polish like white guy, right? We gotta like he sound like the dude from Rocky, bruh. If he dies, he dies, right? Cause he built like Anthony Edwards or some Giannis type of timing, bro. He looked like a freak, right? And bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared for a little bit. But y'all know me. I stand 10 toes. So I was like, yo, no, I wasn't even on that type of time. And she didn't even say nothing about having a man. You feel me? Like she came on to me. She didn't say nothing about having a man. Full disclosure, right? And this how basically how woman. I'll reenact her right now. Yo, bitch, she didn't tell me she didn't have no man. If he dies, he dies. I don't want to hear that shit, my brother. I don't want to hear that shit, my brother. I want to fight right fucking now. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. You fucking with my girl, I'm fucking with your life. I'm ending it, my brother. I was like, oh, fuck. And at this point, I was a little nervous because I've never been in a fight at this point, right? I never got into an actual fight, bro. I never got into one. So, but at that point, I was like, hey, bro, fuck it, we ready. Because just because I haven't been into the fight doesn't mean I haven't gone into, like, my fair share of confrontations. Of course, through natural things like basketball where things got heated, like heated a moment type of things, to, like, I get, honestly, mainly just basketball. I ain't gonna lie. But, like, honestly, through a bunch of things. Confrontation with my, like, friends whenever they did something I didn't like. I'm not scared of confrontation, right? But, hey, we eventually started shoving each other. Cuddy, fuck off, bro, move. Bro, who are you talking to? Get the fuck out of my face. My brother, I don't want to hear none of that shit. Why you fucking with my girl, man? Why you fucking with my lady? Bitch. Cuddy, watch out, bro. I'm trying to go back home. Nah, my brother, I don't want to hear none of that. My brother. I'm trying to put them dukes up right now. And, bro, it eventually got to the point where, like, everyone else started, like, circling around us, right? Everyone started circling around us and essentially, like, kind of like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, shoot, they about to box, they about to squabble, David versus Goliath. Cuddy, I was like, whoa. And everyone was corralling me. Now, I'm not gonna lie. At this point, the nerves are running deep. I know I was scared of confrontation, but I was like, oh, shit, this is for real now. This is real life. Someone could actually get hurt for real. And, bruh, it just got to the point where, like, I started, like, getting a little bit scared, bro. Because, again, this dude is, like, 6'6", 6'7". This Russian guy built like Ant, bruh. Built like Ant-Man. Cuddy walking around with, like, prom LeBron. I'm like, whoa. I couldn't have picked, like, an easier opponent, Cuddy. Huh? They gonna be fighting against Sonic Fox? You know, I can't pick on someone else. And it got to the point where security started going, like the resource officer started breaking us up. Because again, we started pushing and shoving. And it got to the point where again where the resource officer started breaking us up. Nah, it's not worth it. Chill out. Stop. You're gonna stop that right now. Nah, my brother. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Let me at him. Let me at him. And you know, cause I was scared. So I was like, hey, bro, I really want to box, but this resource officer, bro. If it wasn't, I'd beat your ass. So we do that for a little back and forth for like, what, 30, 40 seconds, right? And again, during this time, the resource officer's like, nah, it's not worth it. Chill out. You know, it's not the way. You got such a bright future. You know, yada, 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 whoop-de-whoop. But then, as he was talking, the Russian guy was still yapping, Cuddy. And eventually, he spit. Pooh! Hits me right on my jeans, Cuddy. Hits me right on my jeans. The resource officer saw that shit. This added with the fact that me and the resource officer were mad cool. Like, we were actually friends for real. I forgot how this went. A little side tangent. But, like, long story short, I kind of helped him hook up with this one teacher for real. Like, he was kind of nervous on how he should spit game. I was like, bro, you got to do this, that, and the third. You feel me? He's like, you right, Cuddy. And they say, hey, Cuddy. Hey, one night stand. He now has 2 baby mamas now. What can I do? What can I say? I did my job. But at that point, bro, he's like, oh, shit, all bets are off. Go ahead. Fuck him up. I was like, what? What'd you say? Huh? Ding, ding, ding. Cause he started closing the distance. I was like, shit, we in this shit now. Now, bro, since I've never been into a fight, I was never shown how to fight too, like properly for like my dad or like for my friends. Cause, you know, there wasn't really a need for it, right? So I had to recall from the memories I had growing up. Cuddy, anime. Tekken 8, man. Hey, Cuddy! The Rock Lee dance, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But eventually, it started out a little rocky. He threw a massive haymaker. I weaved that shit. He threw another massive haymaker. Weaved that shit again. By this point, motherfuckers have been like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I'm weaving and dodging all these, like, hits he's throwing. Because he's mad slow, Cuddy. He's mad slow. Like, if y'all don't understand, I gotta realize I got the perception of like an NBA point guard, of, like, Tom Brady. Right, where I just see shit fast, right? My brain, like scientists have said, like doctors have actually said this, but my brain just actually actively processes things so fast, so much faster than the average person. That's why I'm so great at everything, right? So he swings, I weave. He swings, I weave. He swings, I weave. He swings, I weave. But I cannot keep on weaving forever. That's not how you win fights, bro. Eventually, I have to swing. Right? And again, since no one ever taught me how to fight, I didn't really know how to fight or like box or kick or none of that shit. So I had to fall back on like one of the only things I knew due to like me growing up and me watching, right? Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior. Now, Cuddy, after I remembered a couple moves from that show, I started messing him up easily, Cuddy. He threw a swing, I basically weaved that, turned him around, and basically suplexed the fucker. I don't know how I did it. I suplexed his ass, bruh. And as he was on the ground, he was like, I was in the air, Cuddy. I was in the air. This is all documented footage. It don't look like I had a 60-inch vertical. I jumped up, hit that man with an axe kick right to the chest. Huss! 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 He started coughing up blood a bit. Bruh. But he wasn't down for the count yet, because I thought I won that shit. I won that, man. I won that in like 2-3 moves, Cuddy. Huh? I was hyped. I was like egging up the crowd, like, hey, Cuddy, like, whoa, what you want, Cuddy? Who wants next, Cuddy? Who got next? But he started getting up. I'm not done, my brother. That's not it. I'm not done. This man then pulls out a gun. Now, bruh, for a split second, I thought it was done for. But again, that super perception that I was telling y'all about, bruh, that junk came in clutch. So in a split second, bro, I closed the gap, got the barrel of the gun, pointed that junk all the way up sky high, and kneed him right in the cock. All in one motion, Cuddy. All in one motion. It was documented on iPhones too, but I was moving so fast that the phones couldn't really track what I did, bruh. It was kind of like a blink. I went from here to another time, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous. It was insane, bruh. And like, no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't replicate it. So that's what I did. At this point, he's knocked out of commission, Cuddy. I need him in the dick. He's cut. But bruh, after that, Cuddy, hey, I wasn't messing with that chick anymore, bruh. Hey, she messing with 6'6" Russians. I'm chilling, gang. I'm chilling. Blocked her. I ain't talked to her since. I don't know what happened to her, Cuddy. I don't even know what happened to her, bro. As for the Russian, Cuddy, never saw him again. He was arrested. He was arrested because apparently he was like also like 25. Like, I don't know why he was 25 messing with the, high school 10th grade. I don't know why. But, bro, he was arrested. I ain't never seen bro again. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know his name, bro. I don't even know his name. So there's just like a 6'6", 5 Russian out there who's jacked as shit, cutty. Oh. But, bro, that's essentially my first fight. I didn't really get anything, like, done to me, right, other than, like, detention. But, like, the teachers fought with me, so they only gave me, like, a day. It wasn't even nothing serious, right? It was, like, half a day, too. I didn't care. My parents still have never knew about this ever since, because, again, I'm not telling my Hispanic parents I got into a fight. They finna beat my ass. No. No. Oh. No. But that is essentially the end of the story time of how I got into my very first brawl, bro. My very first fight, cutty. Now, I apologize if it wasn't too crazy or if it was, like, kind of normal, because, again, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just a normal-ass dude. I don't be doing nothing for real. But, bro, if you like more story times like this, I have plenty more in the vault, bro. Plenty more in the bank, cutty. You know, I got a lot more. Just let me know if you want some more. If you like this, if you don't, I don't really give a hoot, cutty. I'll probably still do it because I don't care. But, fellas, that's grabbing today's story time, bro. This hoodie do lore. And I'm going to see y'all. Love y'all. Peace. Bye.